Welcome to the KZGN News. Today we'll bring you news from the Ridgecrest Police Department, news from SeaWorld, news from the California Highway Patrol, today's KZGN Talking Points editorial, weather, and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News crew.
Hello, I'm Tom Whitnick. Thanks for joining us for the news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. In New Year's news from the Ridgecrest Police Department, we get this report of a New Year's Eve DUI saturation patrol. If you're enjoying the holidays with a drink, the Ridgecrest Police Department has a message for you. Drive sober or get pulled over. Due to the increase in drunk driving related fatalities around the holidays each year, law enforcement agencies across America will be actively searching for and arresting drunk drivers from December 18th to January 3rd of 2016. As part of the National Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over enforcement campaign period. Police, sheriff, and the CHP will be deploying DUI checkpoints and DUI saturation patrols during the upcoming DUI enforcement campaign throughout the region. The Ridgecrest Police Department will be conducting a DUI saturation patrol New Year's Eve, December 31st. Make sure you don't drink and drive New Year's Eve. The police will be out enforcing the driving laws. Don't start the new year off in jail. Use a designated driver or use offers of free rides home by some taxi services. It's okay to go out and have a great time celebrating the new year, but don't ruin it by getting caught driving under the influence, or worse, having an accident killing yourself or some innocent person. Now some good news from the California Highway Patrol. This December, the California Highway Patrol in the Mojave area collected over 2,000 toys for distribution to underprivileged families throughout eastern Kern County. The generosity that the eastern Kern communities demonstrated was unparalleled. We were able to give our toys to children that would not normally have anything to open on Christmas Day. The CHP distributed toys to the Women's Center of Ridgecrest, to the Salvation Army in Ridgecrest, the Salvation Army in Tehachapi, the Elks Lodge in Mojave, the Salvation Army in Mojave. Additionally, we were able to provide toys to Bear Valley Police Department to assist with their toy distribution as well. The Mojave area CHP would like to thank the organizations for their support throughout the toy drive. A much appreciated and overwhelming thanks goes out to George and Linda Pruitt and the entire group of volunteers at the Sagebrush Short Line Railroad in Ridgecrest. And of course, our success would not have been possible without the support of our wonderful and hardworking senior volunteer unit. Thank you all so much. Here's a statement from Mojave CHP Commander Lieutenant Julian Irigoyen. This year, we overwhelmingly exceeded our expectations. Our success would not have been possible without partnerships with local businesses and an extremely generous community. Thank you for your support. Have a wonderful holiday season and safe and sober New Year. Well, are we having an El Nino or not? Some weather experts are reporting that the El Nino we are wanting might even get bigger in the new year. And it is affecting weather all over the U.S. Do you realize it was warmer in the North Pole than it was at the North Pole, California yesterday? The Sierra snowpack is in great condition right now. It is 136% of normal for this time of the year. But the Water Agency is stating that this is just a start. And the real test will be the snowpack in April. Last April, the snowpack was 5% of normal. That is a severe drought. California has been in a severe drought for 4 years now. It'll take a lot more snow and rain to get us out of this drought. The snowpack supplies about 30% of the state's water needs. When it melts during summer, it fills streams and reservoirs. Currently, streams and reservoirs are almost dry. Past El Ninos resulted in about double the normal snow and rain that we usually receive. So one good El Nino could only help pick up maybe 2 years of drought. And based on the normal intervals of El Ninos being about 10 years apart, we still need help in water. Boy, and just look at all the flooding we see in the middle and eastern half of the country. If there was just an economically feasible way to capture that water and then distribute it to the areas of the country that need it. Maybe what we need is to duplicate the interstate highway system project of the 1950s. Maybe we need an interstate water system. Think about it. Not just regional water systems, interstate water systems. If we were able to prepare huge storage basins for water at various locations around the nations and then have an interstate water system to move that water to wherever it's needed, what an accomplishment that would be. In news from SeaWorld, we get this report. SeaWorld filed a lawsuit Tuesday challenging a California commission's ruling that bans the company from breeding captive killer whales at its San Diego park. The suit filed in San Diego County Superior Court says the California Coastal Commission was outside its authority when it made the ruling on breeding in October. The commission endorsed a $100 million expansion of the tanks known as Blue World that SeaWorld uses to hold orcas, but in a surprising and serious blow to the park, it included a ban on breeding at the planned facility and prohibitions on the sale, trade, or transfer of the whales. The commission had to approve the project as it does all major building plans in coastal cities, but the park's attorney argued the agency's authority should have ended with the structure itself. This last-minute, no breeding or transfer condition is unprecedented, SeaWorld said in the lawsuit. SeaWorld claims the commission's action is illegal because it has no jurisdiction over the orcas. The orcas are not in any way part of the coastal or marine environment. The lawsuit says all of SeaWorld's activities with respect to the care, breeding, and transportation of orcas occur onshore in the orca pools and not in the marine environment and are specifically covered by federal law. Noaki Schwartz, spokeswoman for the commission, said the agency could not comment on the particulars of the lawsuit. But the commission said in a statement that it stands by its decision in October to protect killer whales. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, the main group opposing the project, said in a statement Tuesday that the Coastal Commission was within its rights and made the correct decision. PETA said it's clear that the company's primary intention in pursuing the Blue World project was to breed more orcas and to confine them to tanks. Now stay with us for today's KZGN Talking Points editorial when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. Now it's time for the 106th KZGN News Talking Points editorial. Here's today's topic. Happy New Year! Any New Year's resolutions, anyone? Well, here we are starting 2016. 2016, wow. Are you ready for the new year? Or is there anything to get ready for? Will you be making any New Year's resolutions? Is there anything you could do to improve yourself? Well, how about this New Year's resolution? I resolve to make 2016 a better year than 2015. I think that is a pretty safe resolution. It should be an easy one to keep. We all know the statistics of people that make New Year's resolutions. Almost all of them are broken within 2 weeks in January. And I want to accomplish this one. So I resolved to make 2016 a better year than 2015. Of course, we should probably define how will it be judged. How will I know I made 2016 a better year than 2015? Well, in looking back at 2015, I have things that happened that I do want to do different. One, I work too much. It's not that I don't like work. It's just that at 66, I want to work less and play more. Shannon and I are running 2 businesses. That is way too much to do at my age. I want to figure out a way to work less and have more free, happy time. So I'll have to figure a way to do that. I want to spend more time with my family. They are the most important thing to me. Next, I want to volunteer more of my time to the community. I'm a volunteer with the Ridgecrest Police Department now. I want to do more of that. I just recently joined the Rotary Club. This is a very worthwhile service club doing great things for the community. And I should also state that this city is filled with so many great service clubs doing great things for the community. My hat's off to all of them and the work that they do. Shannon and I would like to travel more. We have an RV that hasn't gone out of the driveway for 2 years. It's time for us to start using it again. We both want to vacation back east to see our childhood homes where I grew up and where Shannon's family started their lives in the U.S. Shannon's family goes back to the Revolution. So there is much she wants to see. Now don't get me wrong, we have no plans on moving anywhere. Ridgecrest is our home and we're here to stay. Like so many other long-term residents, I moved here in 1979 for a year. Yep, I got a job on the base. They paid my move here completely. It was great. So I'm still here. I love this town. I've recently had to do some minor medical work here, and I am so satisfied in the treatment I've received. I have a great internal doctor. I have been treated with pure excellence at Ridgecrest Regional Hospital, and I have a great eye doctor, thanks to all the medical professionals here in Ridgecrest. Know what else I want to do? I want to plant a garden in my backyard. I actually started getting ready for a garden 2 years ago now, but never finished it or planted anything. You see, we have lots of rabbits that like to come into the yard and graze for food. Shannon loves seeing them come into the yard, and my dog Brenda loves chasing them out of the yard. A garden would be a smorgasbord for them, so I have to build a fence to keep them out before I plant anything. So that is another thing I would like to do. Now, understand this. All those things I want to do are not New Year's resolutions. They are just things I want to do this year. I would bet that many of you around my age are thinking that I have things on my list that you'd like to do as well. Younger people may have different ambitions, which is the way it should be. Middle-aged people may have some similar ideas, but are also looking ahead to when they get older. Then there are those that are older than I am. Nice people that want to be happy too. When you see another person in the store or on the street, give them a smile, say hi. You have no idea how that can make a person feel. Remember, there is always someone out there having problems. They might not be visible to you. They could be having problems with family, medical, or financial problems. It can be occurring and depressing for these people. When you share a smile, you can light up another person's day. You might not even know that your smile changed someone's outlook on the day. Do something nice for someone. A few months ago, I was out in the Ridgecrest Police Department as a volunteer. I swung into the drive-thru dairy to get a soda to drink. It was a real hot day out that day. When I pulled up to the window to pay, the clerk said the car in front of me paid for me already. They said to just thank me for my service to the community. I sat there kind of in a daze. Really? I said. The clerk said, yep. They paid and said thanks. And then it hit me, and I wanted to catch the person and thank them for what they did. But as I pulled out of the drive-thru, I looked down the road and they had vanished. To whoever that was, I say thank you. You made my day that day. So I want 2016 to be better than 2015. Oh, we'll have lots of news to cover next year. Lots of things will happen. We'll even be electing a new president. So let's move into 2016 positive. We all can make our lives better. We can make other people's lives better. We can do this together. In conclusion, you see, I'm making a resolution to make 2016 a better year than 2015. And I want to accomplish that goal. I don't like failure. So I have things that I want to do in 2016. And I have a whole year to do them. I think I can do it. I'm Tom Whitnick, and that's what I think. I'd like to know what you think. If you have any comments about this editorial or would like to discuss or recommend a topic, I'd like to hear from you. Please email them to info@kzgn.net. Now stay tuned for weather with Keith when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. Let's go to Keith for the weather. Hey, Keith, how's our New Year's weekend shaping up?
Thank you, Tom. From the National Weather Service, major flooding is occurring or forecast on the Mississippi and Ohio rivers and its tributaries in Missouri, Illinois, and Kentucky. With record flooding at several locations, major flooding is also occurring on the Arkansas River and tributaries in Arkansas. Floodwaters will move downstream over the next couple of weeks with significant river flooding expected for the lower Mississippi into mid-January. Temperatures across the nation: Carolina's upper 60s, Georgia 60 degrees, Arkansas 44, northern Texas 32, Arizona 55, and Los Angeles at 64. For our forecast here in the IWV and our new year, tonight mostly clear with a low around 25, south wind 5 miles per hour. On New Year's, sunny with a chilly 49 degrees, south wind 5 miles per hour. Friday night, partly cloudy with a low around 24, east-northeast wind 5 miles per hour. Saturday, mostly sunny with a high near 50, north wind 5 miles per hour. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low around 26, east-northeast wind 5 miles per hour. On Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 54, north-northeast wind 5 miles per hour. And Sunday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 34, northeast wind 5 miles per hour. For Monday, mostly cloudy with a high near 55, calm wind. Monday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 34, east wind 5 miles per hour. And on Tuesday, we're expecting a 30% chance of rain, otherwise mostly cloudy with a high near 53, southwest wind 5 miles per hour. And that is your forecast for 2015. Have a happy and safe New Year's. Now back to Tom.
Thanks, Keith, for the weather. So, that's the news for today. All of the KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Stay tuned for Ridgecrest Talk. And don't forget, make sure you don't drink and drive tonight on New Year's Eve or on New Year's Day. The police will be out enforcing driving laws. Don't start the new year off in jail. Use a designated driver or use offers of free rides home by some taxi services.